After a successful invasion of Russia, Napoleon now turns his eyes to Great Britain. With him, he brings the French legions, and not just the French legions, he brings his siege equipment, he brings his utmost veteran infantry, he's even brought the band, and Napoleon himself has actually turned up to oversee the invasion of Great Britain. And oh no, you might be thinking it's just one ship's worth, but absolutely not. There are a whole lot of French soldiers that will be deploying to try and seize the #1 opponent of the French Empire. And of course, that is going to be the British. The British, though, are going to try and stop the French from taking a foothold. We've got the band, we've got artillery, we've got a bunch of foot soldiers and officers out the front. We've also got our British general down here, and he is going to be defended by some static cannon and rifleman positions either side here. And down on the other side, we have a pincer maneuver with a smaller British force down here, again loaded to the teeth with cannons, officers, and also more riflemen. That is right, it's totally accurate battle simulator, Napoleonic Wars, but this tab's Napoleonic Wars is going to be alternative history. Whoever wins these battles will win the Napoleonic Wars. Okay, let the madness begin. This is going to be quite the opening volley. Okay, we're seeing shots come in. Is that cannon down already? It looks like the cannon was just lining up. In fact, actually, this entire British line is down. The wheel is gonna go try and take down the general back here. Did any of these cannons get in? Barely any of the French soldiers even got killed there, but what on earth just happened here? I think that was actually a team kill, and again though, the French cannons appear to be fully operational. Now bear in mind, we do still have one more over here. Okay, the French soldiers trying to make their day down the embankments here. We've also got some of the music, the drum and bass boys going in. That was a big hit right there, but he sponged it. He ate it like an absolute trooper. It looks like the guys over on this side are still alive. Wow, okay, we got one guy going in. The British officer, the charge of the light brigade. He is going in all on his own. In fact, we've also got another British officer with their sabers. I'm not sure. Oh my god. I don't know how that guy even made it that far with balls that big. Honestly, he must have been dragging him over the ground. Good god. But it looks like slowly but surely the French are actually beginning to get the upper hand here just as a result of numbers. Napoleon still in the back here, just overseeing the entire operation. We can see French are slowly moving down. I mean, a lot of them have been cut down, but if you look at the numbers on the Brits, we've only got a couple of guys over here, a couple down here, and it looks like the British general once again going in to save the day. He's gone for a 360 no-scope. I don't believe it. Oh my god, even though he's died, he's going down in the history books. And look at this. It looks to me like the French have managed to land in the Great British Isles. We've only got a couple more British defenders, and Napoleon and his French legions are off to a good start. They have managed to secure themselves a foothold in Great Britain. Having successfully landed on the British Isles, Napoleon is now receiving his reinforcements, and they are now moving up from the harbor. So we have Napoleon here with his special forces unit right in front of him. Then we have all of the Chod slowly making its way up to its foothold. Now what you can see over here is you can see the initial Napoleonic foothold. The French legions have taken a small town next to the harbor that they originally invaded, and they're going to try and hold this out in order to receive more ammunition and men. So we have an initial defense right here. They've set up a couple of cannons over here with their officer down the side, but you will see that the majority of the French units are scattered around, and some of the senior officers are still actually having a battle plan, and they are completely unsuspecting of the fact that they're about to be jumped. The time is now. If the British are going to do anything to stop this invasion, they need to catch them before they manage to rearm and resupply. And as a result, the British have attacked with no warning, and they're going to try and cut them off from their supply and push them off of their landing site. So we have a bunch of British soldiers down here with their charge flags, which yes means they are going in. We've also got some veteran soldiers back here, as well as a couple of cannons either side with an officer leading the charge. Now we've also actually got the Duke of Wellington has actually turned up himself to oversee this battle and to make sure that Napoleon is pushed back out of his foothold. He is of course going to be supported by two of his top officers. We've got 3 more British cannons down here, and then we once again have a whole lot more British soldiers. They're going to be running up under the command command of this officer here. I'm not sure if he's equipped to deal with the problem. However, we do have Big Head on side. So, can the British push the Napoleonic and French Legion troops out of their foothold and manage to destroy the invasion of the French to the British Isles? Well, we're about to find out. Okay, here we go. Initial volleys going off. Let's see. Okay, big exchange of fire here. Cannonball actually, wow, that cannonball rolled that guy all the way back. We've actually got a second cannonball coming in there. Let's see what the damage is down here. We got some of these cannons over here shooting into the Brits. That's really messed up that front line. We've got some of these British soldiers, or rather music players, running in, and surprise, surprise, they didn't actually make it in. They actually almost got in though. Some more brave British men going down. We've got some team killing from the French there, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Oh no, it looks like I wasn't... What happened over here? It looks like some of these French guys who were caught out of hand managed to get themselves organized and have piled up together. And actually, although these two cannons are still operational over here for the Brits, we've still got the Duke of Wellington and his officers moving up. We've still got a couple of veteran soldiers, and we've still got a couple of guys over here. But if you look at the clumping up French soldiers down here, there's just so many of them. Unless we get an incredibly well-placed cannon shot, then I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about that. And unfortunately, the cannon has picked the wrong target. Let's see if this guy can manage to get a cannon shot down into that super cluster. And of course, of all of the soldiers that are still alive from this line, look how many dead soldiers are around him. And look who is still alive. He may not be invincible, but good God, he is certainly strong. And there we go. But still, it was a valiant effort against unbelievably difficult odds, and he was the last man standing. It was, of course, Big Head. Now, come on. No, the cannon's gonna waste its shot. No, the cannon's the last man standing. Oh, at least it's gonna get one shot. At least he's gonna take down one more French officer before he eventually dies. That will at least help something. That saber almost killing another French soldier on its way down, but I don't think this cannon has much time to spare. And there we go. The French have managed to consolidate their foothold. Look how many soldiers were here. All we needed was one cannonball in here, and the French soldiers would have been blasted back to France. And as a result, the French continue on their march into the British Isles. Now, after two consecutive defeats at the hands of the French, the Brits are now going to go on the defense, and they are moving up to fortify a strategic position. The position in which they are trying to fortify is going to be that building over there, because the French are expected to be coming down over the hill. So they want to be there, ready to meet them and fight them before they get through this pass. However, now it is the British that are being caught unexpected. They're moving down in 2 columns with their artillery. They got their officers, and they of course have their band music. But little do the British know, they're moving up in 2 columns with their artillery. They got their officers. They of course have their band music. But the French Legion Auxiliary Cavalry has already broken through the pass, and they are here to cause some disruption to the British units before they even get into position. So these French cavalry on either side are going to be charging into the middle to try and take down the British soldiers. However, this is now the British countryside, and the farmers are here to help. These guys were chopping wood, harvesting their grain, and we of course have the local monks from the church. These monks of course are also going to try and repel the French invaders. So let's see, can the local British clientele as well as the British military push back the French cavalry charge and manage to get into position? Well, let's find out. Here comes the French cavalry. Let's see. Okay, looks like these guys were closer, but do they know that the guys are behind them as well? Let's look how these French cavalry are doing. Not doing too badly. We managed to get some of the cannon shots in. Most of them have been shot off their horses, but it looks like the rest of the French cavalry is in, and oh my god, the wobbly horses, they're going absolutely ham. They've chopped down that entire line. There's a lot of team killing. Very difficult to see what's actually going on here. And where's these guys going on? Also, where's the farmers at? I'm also curious, where's the monks at? The monks have probably made their way in as well, right? Oh, no. The monks are all just stuck. Back to the battle. How are the French doing? Looks like not very well. However, they have done enough damage and caused enough disruption to the British lines to allow the French to get over the hill. The Brits have now been left disorganized, in disarray. Their officers have been killed, and now the French are coming over the hill. So the cavalry did their job. And it looks like the local British farmers managed to get killed in the crossfire. Okay, so after that French ambush, the Brits have made a mad scramble to get into position. As you can see, they did not actually manage to get here in time to fortify their positions. They are in fact only just turning up to the fortifications. This guy, I think he has shell shock. I'm not sure. I don't think he wants to fight. I do not think he's up for this one bit. But as you can see, there's total disarray and chaos. All strategy and line formations have gone out the window. The Brits are just trying to get up to these defenses as fast as they can after the French cavalry managed to split them up and cause some chaos. Now, as you can see, what's happened here is the French cavalry managed to buy them at just enough time. You can see the cavalry, the cannons, and these formations coming down here. But you can see, once again, the French haven't had time to get to this position, and they are once again having to break formation. They're splitting out into these big packs, and they are once again going to try and get as much cover as they can. So instead of fighting from the defense, they're now going to be fighting over the defense. This fort is going to be the hotbed of this battle. And this is winner takes all. Whoever wins this battle wins the keys to the British Isle and secures global domination for the next 100 years. So is the British Isles going to withstand the French assault? Will they protect their homeland? Or will Napoleon and his French soldiers manage to add Britain to the list of successful campaigns? Okay, let's find out. Okay, we're gonna get some serious... Okay, the guy with shell shock got team killed right away. Okay, these initial volleys are going to be huge. The initial volleys are going to dictate who is going to win this battle. It looks to me like the Brits have got up and in, but they're not really using the defenses. They're kind of going around them, except from these guys here. These guys appear to be using the defenses to their advantage. Let's see how the cavalry are doing, because I know the French have got some cavalry that are going to be moving in. Again, this was super important that the French cavalry... Oh my god. We've got melee combat. The French guy with a flag. He is doing it for his country. Okay, we've also got the Ura charge coming in. Oh my god. Okay, one of the French cannons has gone down, and as you can see, has destroyed like 6 or 7 British guys just sailing through the sky. That was absolutely insane. Again, more French cavalry moving in. I'm not a betting man, but if I was to put a bet down on this, I would say that it looks to me like the French might actually be winning this. Oh, actually, over on this side tells a different story. This side appears to be a little bit more evenly balanced, but on this side, it looks like... Oh, I don't know, actually. This is a really well-balanced battle here. It's really not easy to tell what's going on. This could go either way. Let's find out. Okay, the French look like they're beginning to build a little bit of momentum coming around this corner, though. Let's see. We got a British officer trying to hold down the line. He's actually doing a pretty fantastic job at holding those French up. Round here, it looks like it could still go either way as well. There's bodies covering all over the floor here. But the thing is, just look at these French soldiers all back here. There just seems to be a lot more than we've only got about 3 or so more British soldiers down here. I think that the French are going to bag this. Although... it looks like the British are winning this top section here, but it looks like they're winning it by a much smaller margin, and that British officer, he's actually not dead yet. He's doing pretty well. We've also got a British officer down here, but he's against like 10 guys. I don't think he's going to be doing much, to be perfectly honest. And look at that. That British soldier's gone down. I think this officer's still standing. Wow. Okay. And the officer has gone down, and as a Brit, it hurts my heart to tell you that the French have conquered us. That was some totally accurate battle simulator alternative history with the Napoleonic Wars, and I really enjoyed that Tabs campaign. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see my last Tabs Napoleonic Wars, there'll be a card in the top right corner of the screen. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. And if you did enjoy that Tabs gameplay, make sure you leave a comment and a like down below so that I know to do this kind of thing again. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you again next time.